this video, I'll demonstrate how to edit lines that appear on the project map. I'll start by drawing an ellipse and a couple of lines. See the video M300 for details on the drawing functions, and video M100 for guidance on importing maps. Before I can edit any of the lines, I have to select the lines that I want to change. If I click on a line, little boxes appear at each vertex. This is a visual indicator that the entire line is selected. If I hold the Shift key down while clicking on a vertex, only one point is selected. I can also select a segment by holding the Shift key and clicking between 2 points. I can select multiple lines or objects at once by pressing the mouse button and dragging a rectangle over the items that I'd like to select. When I release the mouse button, all the objects that are completely or partially inside the box are selected. A click on a new object will unselect the previous object and select the new one. Holding the Control key while clicking adds the new objects to the list of selected objects. Now that I've selected objects, I can begin making changes. One of the simplest changes is to delete a selected line. You can either choose Map, Delete Selected Objects, or simply press the Delete key. You can select a single point and delete it to change the shape of the object. There's a one-step undo available from the Edit Undo menu. Or you can use the Ctrl-Z combination, or you can use the Undo button on the main toolbar. Note the undo doesn't work when you delete an entire object. Another simple edit is to move an object. Simply grab the line and drag it to a new position. You can move an object an exact amount by navigating to the Map, Move Selected Objects menu. On this dialog, you can enter the exact amounts you want to move in the X or horizontal and the Y or vertical directions. You can also select a single point and move it to change the shape of the object. I need to point out that the yellow sample area and the black line that surrounds it are two separate objects. When you modify a map line that exactly matches a sample area, VSP brings the sample area along for the ride. This is the only way to modify a sample area. If you have a sample area that doesn't have a matching line around it, you can create one by going to the menu item Map, Create Lines for Areas. I'll create a rectangle to show some more features of moving. When I select a segment and move it, I can hold the Control key down to keep it aligned vertically or horizontally. If I want to change the length of the segment, I can right-click on it and enter the length in the dialog. This is a way to change the dimensions of a rectangle after it's been created. Another edit feature is the object rotation. After selecting your objects, go to the menu item Map, Rotate Selected Objects. Then click on a pivot point and move the mouse to select a new angle. Click again to set the objects at the desired rotation. You can also enter the pivot point on the keyboard, for example 50,50. As I type, you can see it appear down on the status bar. Press the Enter key to set it. The angle of rotation in degrees can also be entered on the keyboard, for example 45. Another map editing function is to insert a new point into an existing object. On the menu, choose Map, Insert Point. Click on the object where you want to add a new point. You see that VSP leaves the new point selected for you to see. By selecting and dragging the segment, I can create a bump out on the rectangle. The last major edit function is copy and paste. When objects are selected on the map, choose Edit, Copy from the menu, or use the Control-C combination to place the data on the clipboard. I can paste these objects back onto the same map. However, they would show up exactly on top of the original object, so you wouldn't be able to see them. So I'll create a new project by clicking on the New Project button. Now I can choose Edit Paste from the menu or press Ctrl-V to paste the objects into the new map. Notice that it only pastes the lines. You'll need to create your own sample areas. You can also paste the object information into an external program like a spreadsheet. I'll paste the data into Excel. You can see the data is a list of vertex information. You can also reverse the process. I'll edit the data in Excel and then copy it to the clipboard. Then I'll return to VSP, create a new project, and paste the data into the map. You can see this is a way to create a map from just a list of coordinates.